Have you ever created a piece of art where you don't care what anybody else says about it, anybody else thinks about it, but it's just for a specific moment in time? It's just for you, how you were feeling during this specific moment. So while this time lapse is going, I'm going to tell a personal story. So we're getting real here. Some of you will like this, some of you won't. I don't really care if you like it or don't. This is for me. This is kind of my story with my family. 8 years ago, my wife and I got married. Beautiful wife, such a blessing to me. 6 months into our marriage, we felt that God put it on our hearts to go into fostering children. So we worked with the ministry and we fostered 8 children all at the same time, which was crazy. Lots of crazy stories there. Fast forward a little bit, 5 years ago, we adopted 3 boys and now we are fostering 1 more. So we have a total of 4 boys in our home. Now, this piece of artwork really just kind of focuses on just some of the struggle that us as a family go through, that specifically my boys have had to live with from time to time. If you're not familiar, kids in foster care, they have been to hell and back, most of them. So my boys are no exception to that. They have been beaten, abused, neglected, terrible things that no human should have to endure. And because they were so traumatized early in life, there are lots of behaviors that can come with it. It's really tough to get parents to foster because there's lots of baggage that come, and for good reason. Anybody would have baggage if they've been through what some of these kids have been through. But my kids from time to time have moments when they hate themselves, moments where they have fits of rage and lose absolute control. But my wife and I are going to be there for them no matter what. And for the long haul, some families, they adopt and then behaviors happen. They honestly, it's a broken adoption. They go back into foster care or something like that. This really just kind of embodies that feeling. So it's a really simple scene. Just the clay dad wrapping his arm around this little clay child and just pulling him in close, just sitting there with him as they just weep, as they're angry, as they cry, as they can't control themselves, but trying to just be there right alongside them. My wife and I go through that all the time, and foster parents all over the world do this. The same thing, if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. There are times when your kids are really struggling, in foster care or not, and it breaks your heart when your kid is having a rough day. And it was really interesting for me to create this because one of my sons just had this giant fit of rage. So for 90 minutes, it was, pushing, shoving, fighting. He was so angry at the world, just being there, trying to love him through that, and know that it's never going to go away, but God can heal. We're so thankful for our boys. So the whole point of this video, I challenge you, create a piece of art where it speaks to you. There's so many times the things that I create, I want to learn a new tool, so I'll create this project, or I think this will look awesome, and that kind of thing, which is great. But I challenge you, if you've never done it before, create a piece of art that is vastly important to you for that moment in time, regardless of vanity metrics, how many people like a post on Instagram or all the other nonsense. That doesn't really matter. Make something important for you and share that with somebody.